Last time on Square Roots, Alex pushes some rocks around, plays his flute, and proves he would walk through fire for the woman he loves. Also, he spends some one-on-one time with a much older man. Been there, done that, am I right, ladies?
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Ooh, please refer to me as my proper name, Taskmaster.
Johnny Teenage Dirtbag Brandon.
Please refer to me by my proper name, MTV's Road Rules Challenge? Is that what it's called?
Please refer to Johnny by his proper name, Little Johnny Brandon!
And Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa, and I pretend to be frustrated by this turn of events, but I'm secretly delighted.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs, one chunker at a time. And we are on Lunar Part 4.
And
Part 5.
And make Taskmaster jokes. Hello, and welcome to our Taskmaster podcast. Everyone looks annoyed with me, but I don't care.
That's so good. I mean, I'm owed this. After years of I think you should leave quotes, this is my due.
I would say that we're better known as a Taskmaster adjacent show than we are, and I think you should leave adjacent show at this point.
I would think
that's
that
true.
we're not adjacent to either of those shows just because we like them.
I mean, adjacent in that we reference them all the time.
No, I consider us to be part of the wider Taskmaster universe. I don't think anyone involved with Taskmaster does, but that's neither here nor there.
Johnny, would you say we're an unofficial Taskmaster podcast?
No.
Johnny's cranky.
I agree with John.
Mm-hmm.
That's because he leveled up.
Oh, man.
The most classic level up.
He worked?
No, he had a birthday. He's our little birthday boy.
He's birthday boy.
He's a little birthday
Yeah.
That's right.
Yay.
All right, guys, we planned for this. Remember? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Surprise!
Say that you'll never, ever, ever leave me. All for
Surprise, you're on a podcast.
business
Surprise,
and
this is
for
your birthday
pleasure.
party.
Nothing
Yay.
ever lasts
You'll sit in the Square Roots
forever.
house, and the glitter came down from the
Everybody
ceiling.
wants to
You
rule
got
the
these
world.
amazing bear go-go dancers for me.
Yeah, they're really legitimately shaking the house. I'm a little
Yeah.
worried about its structural soundness.
Ooh, and go-go dancer number 3 is an ex of mine, so this is a little awkward.
Oh, no, one of them is an actual bear, and he looks hungry.
Ooh. Yeah, you should have been more specific.
But he is
Vanessa
shivvying
first.
amazingly. Oh, you should eat me first. I'm the most delicious one of us.
Wow, presumptuous to assume.
I'm not assuming. I know my diet. I know your diet. And I am definitely the most delicious one.
She does watch me shovel entire sacks of burgers down my fucking gullet at about midnight every night after drinking a pint of whiskey.
At midnight every night, Matt invites Vanessa to the table, and Vanessa stares intently at Matt while he devours an entire bag of cheeseburgers.
And meanwhile, Vanessa does eat an entire salmon out of a stream.
Yeah, I eat salmon and grass. I'm grass-fed, salmon-fed. I'm only healthy
free
fats and free
We've got a
range. I
little-
can go anywhere.
We've got a little area in the backyard that you're allowed to run around in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when Vanessa lays her head down to sleep, she slides a little square of cheese out from her pillowcase and eats it, kisses it gently, and then eats it.
Like a baby with her
Oh,
binky
geez.
is me with my wedge of brie.
All right. We've talked enough. What's our first task?
Our first task is the level
John's
up.
supposed to level up.
Oh, can I level up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just told you to.
Oh, well, okay. I watched Apollo 13 while playing this game. I'd never seen that film before.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it's
It
a
is
well-made
good.
movie. I could see why it won an Oscar. It was one of those, they put a lot of work into this movies. Like Waterworld, but good.
Ed Harris being particularly good in that movie.
Yeah, who else is in
Yeah.
it? Tom Hanks, obviously, and Ed Harris. Is
Yeah.
there? I haven't seen it in a long time. Is there anybody else in the main cast that you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Gary Sinise in that?
Gary Sinise.
Did
Mhm.
you just say? Who did you just say? Not Gary Sinise.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin
Oh.
Bacon.
I feel like Shea Wiggum's in that movie.
Maybe. Clint Howard's in it.
Nah.
Weird.
I mean, he's
It's not that weird.
Not really that
It's not
weird.
really that weird.
Ron Howard
Yeah.
directed it.
Yeah.
It would be weird if he wasn't in it. It would be like seeing a Sam
Clint
Raimi
Howard-
movie without Ted Raimi in it.
Who's Ted? Raimi?
Where's Ted?
Is
What
that the
did you
name of
do with
Sam
him?
Raimi's-
What did you
is that
do
the
with
name
him,
of Sam Raimi's
Sam?
car?
It's his brother.
Isn't it usually the guy in Sam Raimi stuff? Isn't it usually the guy from Dawn of the Dead? Not Dawn of the Dead. Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Uh,
You're thinking of
Bruce Campbell. No, he's actually never
Yeah.
been in a Sam Raimi movie.
Wait a minute.
Oh. Wait.
I read that Sam Raimi puts his own car in every one of his movies.
What?
Ooh.
He does. This the same car from Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's like a
Oh.
old Buick, Lincoln,
It's like an Oldsmobile, right?
something. I don't know. I'm not a car guy. I'm a Taskmaster guy.
Yeah.
It's in Doctor Strange.
It's in Doctor Strange.
It is in Doctor Strange
the
too.
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah.
I remember
Huh.
seeing that.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, John. Sorry to take over your level up with
I'm
Raimi
not.
talk.
Oh, it's okay.
Raimi
It's okay.
talk.
Yeah,
Talking Ted Raimi.
Otherwise, just I finished Breath of the Wild. That's probably a thing I could talk about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do. Wait,
And-
that's Final Fantasy.
I got you could do like that
Oh, yeah. You had mentioned that you think you got the bad ending because you didn't
Yeah.
collect all the memories, and I was trying to remember if I collected all the memories. You collected memories in that game? I played it 3
Yeah.
times.
those photos, and you got to go to that place in the photo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do all those. There's like 12 of them, and I did like 3 of them. So at the end of the game, this isn't really a spoiler. So Mads Mikkelsen has been smashed into the wait. Vanessa looks
He's trying to spoil Indiana Jones again.
Oh my
He's
god.
obsessed with it.
I mean, that
At
movie
the-
I was never going to watch has been completely spoiled for me.
Who
It
knows
has
going to watch it on
Jim
streaming?
and I have been very good about not spoiling the
We
one
haven't.
big spoily part. It's true. We haven't.
You haven't
Spoiled
been
that
good.
No, we haven't spoiled that.
First
Anyway,
of all, I didn't even
so-
know there was a CIA woman in it until you guys started talking. And now I know not only is she in it, she
not a
isn't in
spoiler.
it
I
very
feel like
much.
that's not a
She
spoiler.
dies, and her plot never comes to anything.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a spoiler.
Yeah.
I didn't know Indiana Jones had a son, and apparently he dies in Vietnam. In what I assume is the most riveting scene of the film.
Didn't you see the last one, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? Anyway, so
No, because everybody said it was terrible, and I'm not crazy about those movies.
at the end, the ending I got, and you can fast forward 15 seconds if you don't want to hear Breath of the Wild spoilers. Link and Zelda are just standing there, and Zelda's like, "So, I know you don't have your memories back, but you remember me, don't you?" And then cut to Link. He just does like a shruggy expression, and then credits. He doesn't actually shrug. That's an embellishment for humor. But
I mean, I'll
everything
say
else
that
is true.
I don't think any of the games have like particularly strong endings. They just kind of end. It's not really the point of the game. The story's not that important.
So I started Tears of the Kingdom. I got to as far as the planet.
Wow. I didn't realize you'd started Tears of the Kingdom. Seems like a little soon. Like, aren't you going to burn out?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a little soon. I'm going to burn out. So I'm trying to figure out what I should play next. Maybe I'll play some Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
What about Final Fantasy 16? You bought that.
Or Final Fantasy 16. I bought that, but I wanted something I could play at work.
What about Street Fighter 6? You could play that with me.
Not at work.
I played a little bit today just to remember the fun time we had together.
Just to remember the fun time. Yeah. So Breath of the Wild, bad ending, but it was a fun game.
What did you think of the big final? All right, so what did you think of Hyrule Castle? And what did you think of the final fight with Ganon?
Hyrule Castle was fun, but I got the moon thing happen, the blood moon happen, like
while you were in it. What a nightmare.
Yeah, that was bad. And also I never use horses in that game because I don't know if you know this. Fuck horses in games. It's like, now the game is worse to play, and yeah, it's like now it's harder to make turns and way worse to control. Every horse game sucks. That's why I don't like Red Dead Redemption 2. That's why I don't like this game. I don't ever use horses in Skyrim or whatever because they suck. They're just boring and make the games worse.
One of the nicer features in these new Zelda games is if you're riding your horsey and you are riding down a road, the horse will just stay on the road. You can just put your controller down. It's kind of great, actually. He'll make all the turns himself and all of that stuff, you know?
I know the Witchy does that too. Witcher
Does it?
3 at least, yeah. But there's a chunk of the finale where you have to be on a horse.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't know how to do this because I never ride a horse in this game because the horse mechanics are terrible.
You're so bad at video games.
He sounds like me when there's like driving or flying a spaceship in a game.
Mm-hmm. No, I love driving in games. I just don't like driving a horse because it's like a car that sucks.
I like driving a horse, but not a car.
Car that sucks. How is Matthew? And how did you? Oh, and also, yeah, I turned 44 or whatever age Matthew wants to say I am. But, you know. Matthew, how did you level up?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
He saw Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
I saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie. I loved it. It's very good. It has really fantastic animation. It's very Across the Spider-Verse-esque. Can we as a society agree on a term for this new style of animation that everybody is using that kind of apes the Spider-Man movie, animated movies style? Like, what do you call that?
CGI.
Spider-Man-esque? CGI? It doesn't look like fucking Toy Story.
CGI.
It's got like the deliberately framey animation.
Yeah,
right?
and it's very oil painting-esque, right?
Impressionistic, I would say.
Cel-shaded CGI.
Modern. It looks great and it looked good. I mean, it didn't like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse like blew my face off, and it wasn't that. But it had a straightforward but not a bad plot. It tried to refresh the characters for this generation by making them actual like kids, and the voice actors that played them were actual kids. In fact, I think the youngest one who played, I believe, Donatello is the same age as my son. And you could tell. And in fact, one of the things that my son said when we walked out of the movie to me was he was talking about that. He didn't quite have the words for it. But essentially what he said was that he felt like it was very authentic. He was like, they use like actual slang that that I use, that kids in my school use. They sounded like kids. They didn't sound like
bust a nut.
I read something that was
kids written by 40-year-old men.
I read something that was saying that one thing the dialogue does is that the turtles like go off on tangents that don't go anywhere, like kids do.
Yeah, it's delightful. Yeah, it's great. It also tried to shake the general like origin and story up a bit, and I appreciated that. There's no Shredder, there's no Krang. They have a new character as kind of the main villain named Superfly, who's played by Ice Cube. It has a crazy voice cast with, I mean, obviously Seth Rogen, he's one of the producers, but John Cena, and
Paul
just
Rudd.
an absolute.
Isn't Jackie Chan in it too?
Jackie Chan plays Splinter and is very fun and delightful. Anyway, it was really good. It didn't blow me away. Like, I fucking loved Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse before it, and it's not at that level. But it's certainly leaps and bounds better than that Mario movie. It's not just fine. Like, it's really good and entertaining, and it's got really nice looking and stylish animation and a great voice cast and a fun take on the franchise, because that's a franchise that, I feel like they've done it several times at this point, to be honest with you, but they keep reinventing it, and it really, I guess maybe it just really begs to be reinvented. It works really well. And I guess they're already planning a sequel and maybe like a limited show to run in between the movies. So I'm pretty excited about that whole thing. I mean, I'm a long-term, big-time Ninja Turtles fan. I just love that series. I loved it when I was a kid. I've loved several of the reboots. It's been a pretty good series. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. I am on Series 7 of Taskmaster.
It's my favorite series.
It's very good. It's very good. I don't know.
What did you think of Mel Goodrich, my favorite Taskmaster contestant?
Which one was that? Mel?
Yeah, she's the one who was from the Great British Bake Off. And
I don't know.
She's very wholesome. She's the one who,
is she on Series 7?
4. She's on Series 4. She did the Icelandic mystery trailer of Taskmaster. What was it?
Yeah.
Taskmaster?
She got the M&M stuck in her nose.
I don't remember that. I remember
they
made
the a whole
Taskmaster thing like a Bond thing.
They made a whole thing. It was like a detective trailer where they were finding. Damn it! But the whole thing in the series was she was always nice and enjoyed all the tasks. So they made a task deliberately to make her angry, where she had to hide a giant ball in a stadium, and she was getting so angry trying to do it.
Ah, yes. I looked her up. Now that I've seen a picture, I recognize.
She's my favorite.
She was fantastic. In fact, I think pretty much all of the women that they've had on the show have been pretty fantastic. I think there's been a couple of guys that have been maybe a little Usually the older guys. But I'm still really enjoying it. I'm 7 seasons in. I've been watching the show for 2 weeks. Series 7 is very fun. Series 6 was great. I think that so far he didn't come close to winning. I think my favorite competitor was Nish. Nish just killed me.
Nish Kumar, love him.
Everything that guy said made me laugh. He had the most infectious laugh, and like even when he was losing, he was having a good time, and that really like sold him to me as like somebody that I really enjoyed watching. And obviously, of course, one true love of my life, Catherine, whatever her last name is.
Ryan.
Winner of season 2. Is it Ryan? I thought it was Ryan, but then I was like, no, I'm thinking of Tom Clancy novels. Catherine Ryan, who's fantastic. I have to admit, after all these fucking years of Vanessa banging on about goddamn Taskmaster, I'm hooked like crazy. It's so funny. Even my favorite comedies at this point, like a lot of them have gotten to the point where it's like, it's funny, but you're not dying laughing. And Taskmaster, at least like once an episode, has me just fucking dying laughing. Man. There was one last night where it wasn't a task. It was Alex and Greg's banter at the beginning, and they were like miming each other. And Greg puts the card over his face, and he's like, Alex has to sit there and like move his mouth like he's saying what Greg is saying.
Oh, yeah.
And Greg just says like, I'm Alex Horn, and I love apartheid.
Oh, God.
And I laughed so hard I cried. Like, I had tears streaming down my face. I was laughing so hard.
It's so good, and it's sort of like, I wouldn't call it mean, though. It's like they definitely, like, make fun of each other, but there's something so, like, wholesome and mean about it at the same time. It's very difficult to describe.
I mean, Greg is mean to Alex, but it's
it's a bit.
That's the bit.
Yeah. Especially because...
he did make him eat a dog biscuit in the last episode I watched.
Yeah. But also, and I've said this before on this show, that I have terrible secondhand embarrassment and normally wouldn't be able to handle that kind of thing. But the fact that Alex is the creator and is Greg's boss, it makes it all entirely bearable. It's like,
You're absolutely right, because I think maybe the first couple episodes I was like, what is this? And this relationship. And then I had Googled it and was looking at the Wikipedia just to learn a little more about it and saw that Alex was the creator. And I was like, oh, like he is directing this.
Yeah.
Like, he's the one that is like, yeah, you be a dick to me.
Mm-hmm. I saw some interview with Alex, and he was, I think, talking about Greg, and he's like, yeah, sometimes he'll come to me after the show and be like, was that okay? Was I mean enough? You know, do I need to, like, be harsher? So it's just, I don't know, I love it. You know I love it. I've said everything I could possibly say about it at this point. I have a lot to say about Nish. I love him.
Oh, God, Nish was so good. Apparently, they're renewed through 2026. So you've got years of Taskmaster to come. I'm planning on finishing up this entire fucking series, as well as all the little specials and stuff, and then we'll see what happens. But I love it, and I know that Vanessa's been talking about it for years and recommending it, and maybe you listeners at home have heard that and been like, what does Vanessa know? Which I understand and agree
I'm not going to listen to a girl.
Well, I wouldn't put it like that, but yeah, that's basically it. How can we get the Taskmaster vibe on this show where I'm just super mean to you guys?
No.
And you just like still like worship
No,
the ground that I
no.
walk on? Man, that's a
No.
seems real fun. But anyway, Taskmaster, like I am blown away how much I like it. I mean, I have been mocking Vanessa for years about that. Remember Tree Wizard? Remember when Tracy posted Tree Wizard to the group, and I was like, this seems like comedy for robots. It's not. It's really good. All right, that's it for me. Jimmy.
Oh, boy, Jimmy. We've got Jimmy's level up has to broach what happened.
Oh, you mean the horrible harassment that he pulled on me?
It's not harassment. He just
was he playing a tuba over your fucking walking? Oh wait,
no. So the other day, I think it was Sunday. This last Sunday, I was laying around watching a movie, and I was scrolling through. I think it was TikTok, and this British guy kept popping up in these. They were Graham Norton clips, and they all of them kept featuring this one guy who kept telling these really funny stories about like being a teacher in Great Britain, and funny stories about his old teacher friends and all this stuff. And the guy was super funny, and I said in the group chat, I was like, I really like this Greg guy. And Vanessa's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah. Well, I assumed that you were mocking me because...
No, I had no idea.
There's no way, after talking about this show for, 2.5 years, sharing pictures to the group chat.
Completely, 100%. Nothing that I watched when I started watching Taskmaster clicked for me as like anything you've talked about.
Like, I would recognize that Alex Horn guy's name, but like this guy, I had no idea. And so I was laughing about it, and I was telling my girlfriend Amanda about it, and she thought it was really funny too. I was like, I had no idea. I was like, Vanessa's been talking about this for years. So yeah, that was. I don't know if you'd call that a level up, but.
And I was like, you know he's bisexual, and Jim's like, oh wow, really? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he said in one episode, yeah, I like girls, I like boys, it's all good. And then I Googled it. I was like, oh, is Greg Davies bisexual? And like 99% of the results were like, oh, it's really hard to say. He's married. He's not, because he's been seeing a woman. Even though like every episode of Taskmaster is like, I'm attracted to you, male guy, and you, female.
But it's
Like,
it is hard to say because he's fucking joking. Like, his job is to sit there and make jokes.
But
I
like
would
when
say
he said,
it sucks that if he is bisexual, he should come out and say that.
but he does a lot. Like when he
In
says,
the
"I like men
context
and
of
women,"
telling jokes though.
but he wasn't. It wasn't in the middle of a joke. He's like, "No, I like men and I like women. Let's move on." Like,
I haven't seen that, so I don't.
oh yeah, I don't think you've done that season yet.
Yeah, because he just doesn't remember.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. When was it? Give me the series and episode number.
It was series, whichever one has Paul Chowdhury in it. That might be 3 or 2. And it was the give the Taskmaster a present task, and he gave him a twister board. You probably don't remember because Catherine Ryan was there, and you were too transfixed to even think about anyone else.
I did like Paul Chowdhury, but I have legitimately been like keeping an eye out for that moment and assumed it was much later in the series. But I watch it. A lot of it, I'm watching it while I'm working and stuff. So
Yeah.
I miss parts.
But like many times, if there's like a youthful athletic guy, he hits on him all the time.
It's true.
Yeah.
As he does with the beautiful women.
Once every 3 or 4 seasons when they have a youthful athletic guy on. Because most of the time it's just fucking scrawny, big buck.
Oh man! So I finally watched the first season, and at the end, when he's standing next to Josh looks like a child next to him.
He does.
Because Greg Davies, Jim, I don't know if you know this, is like 6'5" or 6'6".
He's 6'8".
He looks really tall.
Oh, 6'8". Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He's even bigger than you think he would be. And even if you know how tall he is, like, TV doesn't do justice to how just large he is. When I saw a picture of him...
Well, you can tell in those...
Sitting in a chair.
Like, in the Graham Norton clips I saw him in, you could tell that they were framing him in a way where it looked like if he was sitting next to, like, Ryan Gosling, he didn't look like he was about to swallow him whole.
Yeah. The first time I saw a picture of him, like, on the red carpet, I was just like, oh my god, like, he's so big. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Like, I love Greg. In many different ways. In as many ways as he'll let me. But...
The Joel McHale show once, like, they did something you never see on TV, basically, like that Josh and Greg thing. They had Joel McHale next to the guy who played Brandon in 90210.
Mm-hmm.
Perry? No, who is that?
Oh, what is his name?
Anyway, he's like 5'4", and Joel McHale's like 6'3". And they like kept that shot for 2 minutes, and you're like, I bet that guy's agent is getting some calls after.
What the hell, man?
Let's see. How else did I level up? I won a sweepstakes this past week that I didn't know that I entered. Yeah, a brewery that's local to DFW. They posted on Instagram that they made this little game that you can play on their website, and I wasn't even paying attention when I put my name in there, but I guess playing it entered me into a sweepstakes, and I did it, and I was notified last week that I won, and I won a portable grill and smoker. It's a Nomad brand, which, as I've read, is like the best portable grill and smoker in the world.
Wow. That's amazing.
So
it's so cool.
Pretty sweet. It's like a little $700 grill. That's exciting. And last night, I took speaking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, going back to Matt, yesterday I gave my daughter a choice. I was like, let's either go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or let's go see Dracula on a boat. And
Dracula.
I showed her the trailers for each one, and she's like, let's go see Boat Dracula. So we went and saw Boat Dracula, a.k.a. The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Yeah, you mentioned that, but you never really said if it was any good.
It was good. It was real good. It's real. It's a serious horror movie. There's no jokes in it. And it's got a really cool looking Dracula, and it's kind of like Alien on a boat. on an old boat. And it's awesome. Like
that sounds like a
Dracula's
movie that I
stalking
watched
around.
recently.
Called Alien?
No, called Deep Rising.
Oh. But this one's like kind of like Dracula's like stalking and taking out these people on the boat one by one. And Dracula looks really cool, and it's got David Dastmalchian in it as like this tough as nails, salty first mate that's threatening to throw people overboard all the time. It's awesome. It rules. It's got a little bit of janky CGI, but I think the practical effects that are basically like the entire first 3/4 of the movie make up for it. So yeah, I would suggest checking it out. I thought it was really good.
I mean, I'll definitely check it out in like a year when we can all rent it and do a commentary on it to add to our spooky
boat horror movie series.
Our boat horror movie series that we've been doing.
I've been keeping like a mental list of boat horror movies that we can watch. There's a few tucked away in the old noggin. Let's see. I think that's it for me. Oh, I did watch a documentary on Hulu about the Sarah Lawrence sex cult.
Ooh, yeah, I started that. I saw the first episode. It's so weird.
Story. Apparently, there was a group of college kids living together, and one of the students was like, "Hey, my dad just got out of prison. Can he stay here?" And he ended up psychologically manipulating the people in the house for like 10 years, and he would interrogate them and eventually like make them believe things that were not true, that were like made up conspiracies about him, and he extorted millions of dollars from these kids and their parents, and eventually like it's wild like how he just destroyed these kids' brains, and he's in jail now, thankfully. But it is a very interesting documentary. It's like 3 episodes long. It's on Hulu. I'd suggest checking it out. Vanessa, how did you level up?
Hello. I watched a movie that has been sort of on my wish list for a long time, but I'd never gotten to. It's called Sorry to Bother You. I can't remember if any of you have seen that.
No.
Which one is that?
It's kind of a magical realism movie about a black man who goes to work at a call center and is encouraged to use a white voice.
Is that the Boots Riley movie?
I think that might be it. Yeah. That sounds very familiar. We better confirm.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up. Yeah, it's Boots Riley.
Yes.
What's it called again?
Sorry to Bother You.
Who's the voice of the white voice he does?
I don't know who the voice of his white voice is.
Is it John Hamm?
Is it?
I thought it was the guy from Mr. Show or something.
I don't know.
Oh,
but it stars Lakeith Stanfield, who was in Crown Heights and Straight Outta Compton and Judas and the Black Messiah. So he has like this body of work that is really representative of the black community, and he's great. He's a really good actor.
Tessa Thompson.
It has a good cast.
It's, David Cross is the voice.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from Mr. Show, right?
Yeah.
Tessa Thompson,
Terry
Stephen
Crews.
Yeun. Yeah, Armie Hammer, who I was not prepared to see. That was an unpleasant surprise, but he isn't in it that much. But yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot. It's definitely not something you can sort of casually watch. Like, there's a lot of things that visually you need to be able to see, and also it can be challenging in some places, so you have to kind of be ready to engage with the material. But I liked it a lot. It reminded me a little bit of the Spike Lee movie Bamboozled. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but I remember liking that a lot when it came out. I don't know if it holds up or not, because I have not gone to rewatch it. But it was good. And sort of like wacky and weird. I liked it. It also has some like flavor of Severance. So if you watched that series and you liked that, you probably would enjoy this. It has a lot of similar themes about what it means to be a working person and work in America and how workers are viewed.
Yeah, I have not seen that, but I wanted to. I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, I recommend it. It's streaming on something. I don't remember what I watched it on.
Yeah. I would like to hear about your second level up now, please.
My second level up is I read a book called Circe by Madeline Miller.
That's not what it says.
This was...
Game of Thrones. It's about Game of Thrones.
It's not about Game of Thrones. It's about...
by Cersei Lannister. Yeah, it's about the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's about Game of Thrones. It's about Greek mythology. And so I love me some Greek mythology. And it just kind of follows the story of Circe, who is the goddess that Odysseus spent a year with in the Odyssey. And she is famous for turning men into pigs. I say it's a waste of a spell because they already are pigs.
Oh!
But I liked it a lot. It's nicely written. It really is just sort of about what it is to...
from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that made Bebop.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's sort of trying to find yourself as a woman and women with power and what it was like in Greek society to a certain extent, what these myths are like and the way they portray deities. It was good. If you're all into Greek mythology or feminism, and I know you all are because Barbie is the hottest thing on the planet right now. Circe. It's good. It's not super adult, so if you have, say, a teenage or near adult daughter, she might enjoy it if she's into reading. But it does have some themes of sex, so it's up to you as a parent. Maybe read it first. I mean, I always think that's a good idea. Like, read the book that your kid's going to read, and then you can talk to them about it. It's cool.
When I got my blood test this week, the lady joked, it was like, oh, because I was wearing my Wario hat. She's like, oh, did you see the Mario movie? I was like, no. She's like, oh, you didn't see it? I was like, well, I'd feel a bit weird going to a kid's movie alone. And then she's like, oh, okay, well, I want to go see Barbie. I'm like, well, I did see Barbie. She's like, oh, you must have a daughter. I'm like, no. She also made fun of me for being squeamish about not wanting to see my own blood. But that was fine. She was just trying to lighten the mood.
Yeah. And then finally, I played a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York.
What? Ooh. I've been waiting for years for you to play this game and talk about it, because I'm never going to play it. How is it? Tell us about it.
I don't know. Fine.
Is it boring? It looks boring to play.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah.
And
those are boring to play.
Yeah. So, I played it a little bit and then it crashed. So we'll see if I go back to it or not.
I just turned it into a podcast and I'll listen to it, Like, I like vampires, the masquerades. Just, I don't want to play it on my Xbox.
It feels like such an underutilized lore, but...
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I've been trying to get all of y'all in the Square Roots house to LARP Vampire the Masquerade with me for years, and you all refuse.
I refuse because you said I had to be a Nosferatu, and I couldn't be a Toreador. Now, I don't want to do it. It takes too long to put the prosthetics on.
Also, I keep demanding that I get to play a werewolf, but you all have to play vampires, so...
Yeah.
I can see why that is off-putting.
Yeah.
Because then I pee all over the house.
You do. You get very into your LARPs.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose that's it for our level ups.
Cool. Is there a game this week, Matt?
Show enough.
Whoa.
Show is.
Whoa.
And you know what? I have good news. It's going to be pretty easy. All right. So before we get into Matt's stupid game, just a quick reminder to the updated rules, which is that instead of doing a short list, I'm now doing a gigantic list. And each correct answer is worth 1 point. If you get it wrong, The other 2 contestants can steal, and there's a max of 15 points per round, so it doesn't go on forever. This is a Family Feud style game that I like to call Game Facts Feud. Vanessa, if you think I didn't think about maybe coming up with a Taskmaster game this week, you would be wrong. But it seemed like a lot of effort. I'm lazy, and I already had this half done. So
I still got lots of them, the board game, the other board game. I have much Taskmaster content.
Everybody has to say the name of a character in an RPG that we've played, and the name of the character that you say has to start with the last letter of the character that the last person said. No, because it would instantly fall to pieces. Because we're all dumb.
True.
All right, so I've got 3 rounds, so it should be nice and tight and short. And I've also got huge lists, so it's going to be hard to get it wrong. And the good news is the second list is so easy that I would be shocked if it takes more than 2 minutes. Is everybody ready to play Game Facts Feud?
Yay!
The name no longer makes sense.
Don't worry about it.
All right. This is from IMDb's Top 100. What are the best movies of all time?
Buzz.
Vanessa.
The Godfather.
Ding, ding, ding. That's 1 point for Vanessa. Pause. I have to pull up a points thing. I didn't. The list is too big.
Steal.
Vanessa, Jim, John. It made the V's very big.
V's for Vanessa. I am very big. Everyone look at my special letter.
All right, Vanessa.
Just to clarify, this is like stuff that just people have chosen.
Yep. IMDb's top 100 best movies ever made. However, I should have said this up top. This list is from February of 2011.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Say Oppenheimer. Say Barbie.
I will go with...
Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Should I go ahead on a limb or not? Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Ding, ding, ding.
As well it should be.
That's
that
2
is
points.
A perfect movie.
That's 2 points.
The Godfather Part 2.
Ding, ding, ding. That's cheating, though.
It's not cheating.
Back to the Future Part 2.
Good movies that people will think it's good. That would be pretty fun. Let's try Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Ding, ding, ding. That's another point
John doesn't
for
like Return of the
Vanessa.
King.
And
Why
also
not?
starting to make this...
All its 8 endings.
It's good. It won an Oscar, Johnny. They don't give that to bad
I hated
movies.
that movie in the theater so much.
I mean, I hated the last 45 minutes when I desperately wanted to leave and the movie just kept going.
Let's see. I guess I gotta stay true to my nerd people.
You're out of time.
No,
Steal.
I have one to say.
Johnny!
I'm going to say The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, huh? Pretty sure that's on here. Let me just do Dark Knight. Sure is. Ding, ding, ding. Wait. Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
All right. Then I will say Star Wars Episode 4.
That's what I was going to say, and then Matt cut me
Ding,
off.
ding, ding.
So unfair.
Yeah. I'm counting seconds. If you sit there and hem and haw, you're getting
I
kicked
didn't
out.
hem and haw. They were having a conversation about
Hem and
Lord of the
hawing.
Rings. It was them.
Raiders,
Umming and awing.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost. Ding, ding, ding. That's 3 points for Johnny. We are at 7 points, almost halfway through the round.
All right. So, then I will say, Batman 1989.
Batman. I'm going to have to check that one, actually. Hold, please. Batman. That's...
Oh, Steal.
Buzz.
Steal.
Correct, Johnny.
Steal.
Jimmy.
Shawshank Redemption.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
And
that's the
obvious
ultimate
choice.
Johnny movie.
Mhm.
I
Jaws.
love that movie. Jaws. Pretty sure that's a ding, 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 but let me just double check. Ding, ding, ding. Wait, nope. Buzz.
This is Garbo.
Wow, Vanessa. Okay, I didn't make the list.
The Usual
By your-
Suspects.
Usual
Good answer.
suspects.
Good answer.
Ding, ding, ding. That's another point for Vanessa, and that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. 5 points to go. Vanessa.
7.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ugh.
I hate that movie,
7
but
Megabus
yes, it's on
Johnson.
the list.
Will they go with a classic Citizen Kane?
Ding, ding, ding. It sure is on the list.
Singing in the Rain.
Hang on, I didn't add your point yet. Is Singing on the Rain on the list? I don't know. Let me see. Singing
In the Rain.
Singing in the rain. Ding, ding, ding. That's another point for Vanessa, putting us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fuck, I don't know. 12, 13 points to go.
13 points to go?
You mean 2 points to go.
2 points to go. 2 points to
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. I suspect it's on the list. Gone with the Girl. Buzz.
Steel.
Johnny.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
That was in my head, and then it left.
That's another point for Johnny. 1 point to go. Can Johnny take the final point?
Reservoir Dogs.
Hate that movie.
Yeah, me too. Actually, no, I haven't seen it. What am I talking about?
Reservoir. Buzz.
Oh,
Oh, Jim's not even trying. Vanessa.
Oh, did Vanessa say still?
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Is the Royal... I don't know if the Royal Tenenbaums is on the list. The Royal... Buzz.
Steel.
Oh, Johnny got it first.
way.
Johnny.
Wizard of Oz.
I can only tell you what I hear in my headphones, you know?
We'll see when I make the edit.
The Wizard of Oz.
Still.
Buzz.
Still.
Wow.
Vanessa.
Hey,
Big Lebowski.
The Big
Ooh, good
Steel.
answer.
Buzz.
Steel.
Johnny.
no! Right!
Fargo.
Fargo. Buzz.
Still.
What?
Fucking
That's
Vanessa.
insane.
Not true!
I did hear Jim first.
I
The
did not.
Matrix.
The Matrix. Buzz.
No.
Steel.
I heard Jim
Ooh, that
that
was-
time.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Goodfellas.
Good fellas. That's one word. Sure is. Ding, ding, ding.
How many
That's
more are there?
2
Is that the last one?
points. That's the last one. It's 2
Wow.
points for Jim.
But I got
So
a
that leaves
squeaker
us
in there.
at 2 points for Jim, 4 points for Johnny,
Oh,
and what is that? 9 points for Vanessa?
9 points.
8, I think.
8 points.
No,
Can you
sorry.
tell us what
8.
their top 10 was
Sure.
on that list?
Shawshank was number 1, Godfather number 2, Godfather 2 number 3,
It was 9.
The
for
Good, the
Vanessa.
Bad, and the Good, the
The
Bad, and the
Bag.
Ugly is number 4.
Ooh.
Pulp Fiction at 5. Schindler's List at 6.
Mm,
12 Angry Men at 7.
it's a good movie.
That's one of my favorites. Number 8 is Inception.
What?
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if that was. Yeah, I figured since 2011, like that, it was the year after, right? People were nuts
You
about
should.
that movie.
I mean,
Just say
I
the
love that
Inception
movie,
trailer, the boing.
Yeah.
Number 9 was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and number 10
movie.
is The Dark Knight.
Mm. I should have said Titanic. It didn't even occur to me.
A few others on there that are pretty obvious, like Psycho, Silence of the Lambs, Wonderful Life, Toy
Is
Story
The Shining
3.
on there? I was going to say
All
The
of the
Shining.
rest of the Lord of the Rings movies, by the way.
What?
and Star Wars. You guys really biffed those. Anyway, all right. Well, we've got a strong start from Vanessa. It is 9 for Vanessa. That's what I said, and you guys were like, no, it's 8. 9 points for Vanessa. All right, are we all ready for round 2?
Yeah, the easy round.
This is a top 50 list from fandom, and I am going to make one caveat on this list. And in fact, I'm going to make the same one on the next list. You may not use the same franchise more than once in a row. So you can do franchise, another franchise, back to the first franchise, but you cannot franchise. Okay?
What's the theme of the?
Well, I have to.
List?
I'm about
He
to tell
hasn't said
you.
yet.
About to tell you. All right, and there's a reason for that, and that's because this is too easy. This is a list of the top 50 Final Fantasy characters.
Buzz.
Vanessa off to an early buzz.
Just one franchise.
I'm sorry.
Sephiroth.
I meant to say game, not franchise. Entry in the franchise. So Vanessa has said Sephiroth. She cannot now say another Final Fantasy VII character.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right? She can after she guesses again, but you can't go Sephiroth and then name every other Final Fantasy character. Final Fantasy VII character.
Okay.
All right. Ding, ding, ding for Vanessa.
Vivi.
Ding, ding, ding for Vanessa.
Terra.
Ding, ding, ding for Vanessa.
Lightning.
Ding, ding, ding for Vanessa. I'm sure she's in this list somewhere.
Tifa.
John didn't like that confirmation from Matt. If you can't find it in the list, I don't know. We should count it.
Lightning, yes. It was not only was it in the list, it was like she's number 2. She was so low, she's so high on the list that I didn't expect it.
Tifa.
Ding, ding, ding for Tifa.
Yuna.
Ding, ding, ding for Yuna. Damn it, I was afraid that this was gonna happen eventually, where somebody just went on a fucking run.
This is one of those just a name a party member.
Celeste.
Ding, ding, ding for Celeste.
Delita.
Buzz.
But steal.
Go ahead,
Johnny.
John. I don't care.
Cecil.
Cecil.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding for Cecil.
Noctis.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding, ding for Noctis.
Balthier.
You guys are going too fast for me. You're supposed to have to think about this stuff.
Oh.
We don't have to
What's
think
it
about
called?
Final
Matt's
Fantasy
low-effort
characters.
game.
Well, I thought I would do an easy one after the last one, where I figured you might struggle a bit the further we got into it.
It wasn't easy. I got knocked out, and I was on a tear.
Ding, ding, ding for Johnny.
Cloud.
Fucking obviously. Yes, that's correct.
Edgar.
Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar. Mm-hmm. That's Buzz.
What? Steel.
Vanessa got it.
Lock.
We're at 10 points, by the way, with 0 for Jim, who has decided that he doesn't care. That's ding,
not
ding,
true.
ding for Vanessa. That's what he said. Those are the words that he said.
I did say that.
Aerith.
Yep. That's a pretty obvious one. Correct. 3 more to go.
Realm.
Realm.
She better be. She's my favorite.
I thought about like cutting out the obvious ones, like the protagonists. I probably should have. Oh well. Buzz.
Steel.
Oh no.
Johnny.
Squall.
Ding, ding, ding for Johnny. And I believe
Squall.
that leaves us
They
with
put Squall
one.
and they didn't put Realm. Oh my god!
Balthier.
You already said both
You
here.
already said
Out.
both there.
Aw, damn it.
Buzz.
Seal.
Vanessa.
Fran.
Fran. Who the fuck is Fran?
The bunny
Fran's
lady.
bunny ears lady.
Buzz.
Steel.
Steel.
Johnny.
Titus.
Ding, ding, ding.
We already said Titus.
That doesn't
No.
count. His name is Titus.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Nobody said Titus.
No.
Yeah, really?
No. Rinoa.
How's that spelled?
Rinoa.
Ding, ding, ding for Johnny. I think that's it.
You can't give Johnny another point. You said the last one was the last
5,
question.
6, 7, 8.
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me, Jim. It doesn't matter to you because you have 0 points.
Wow.
I have 2. Thank you.
All right, that was a close round between Johnny and Vanessa, with 8 for Vanessa and 7 for Johnny. And that gives us, let me do some math. That gives us 17 for Vanessa. Jim still at 2 points.
I can't believe I didn't say brother. What was I thinking?
And Johnny is at 11
Did you say Queen of Quinn?
points.
No, I wanted to, but I was worried that would break my heart.
Queena is on the list.
Oh.
She's up there. She's number 47. A lot of Final Fantasy 13 characters, which I was shocked to see.
It's because you've never played Final Fantasy 13. You don't know how good it is.
I mean,
I
none
have
of us
played it.
mentioned 14 characters like that one guy that everyone's obsessed with.
There are a couple of Final Fantasy 14
Oh, there's that one
characters.
twink dude. Everyone
Harkafant
loves.
Grayston is one. Yeah, I don't know.
Final Fantasy 14 doesn't count. There, I said it.
All right, listen, Jim, with 2 points, you still have the ability to make a run on
We
this
should let
next.
we should let Jim just
Yeah, I agree.
start
Whoa.
the next round, Jim.
No.
Still
Don't.
have
don't
the
want our
ability
pity?
to make a run
I don't accept your
Pity?
handicap.
Oh, okay.
on this next
Fine.
list and get a.
We'll buzz in real quick, right, Johnny?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter because every time I beat you guys anyway, Matt calls you.
Yeah, I don't think you beat him even once tonight, but what do you want from me?
Beat him every single time, actually.
Um,
And even if I didn't, I'm going to edit it to make it seem like I did.
I this one is right up Jim's alley, and with 15 points left on the board, Jim could take the whole thing if he's fast enough, which he won't be. From IGN, a list voted on actually in December of 2022. What are the top 50 horror games of all time?
Buzz. Oh, is that Buzz?
Yeah, they
No, I
waited
was
for you.
just thinking.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Buzz.
they handed it to you.
Silent Hill 2.
Ding, ding, ding. Not only is that correct, it's the first game on the list.
When did you say this list was created?
2022. And reminder,
okay.
as I stated before, no doubling up on franchises.
Okay. Resident Evil 7.
Ding, ding, ding.
Silent Hill 1.
Ding, ding, ding.
Let's see. How about Dead Space?
Ding, ding, ding.
Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Good answer.
That's another correct answer from Jim.
I'm gonna go out on a limb
Keep
with
it
this
going.
one to see if it could be included, but I'm gonna say PT.
That is correct, Jim. That is 6
Oh.
points.
Puzzle of the
about-
Flesh. Puzzle of the Flesh.
Phantasmagoria 2, Puzzle of the Flesh.
I wonder if what's the other game we
Harvester.
played? Let's see. My next guess is not
Harvester.
Harvester. It is, let's say, Soma.
Soma. Let me do my search function. Ding, ding, ding. 7 points for Jim.
What about Siren?
Ooh.
Siren.
Mm-hmm.
Is that S-R-R-E-N?
S-I-R-E-N.
Oh, yeah, sorry. S-I-R.
Buzz.
Deal.
Ooh.
Johnny.
Siren's on there? Weird.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
So you're going to throw it for Jim here, huh?
That's probably
It's
on
not
there.
going to be on the list.
Buzz.
What?
Steel.
Vanessa.
Fatal Frame.
Ding, ding, ding. That's 1 point for Vanessa.
Left 4 Dead.
Ding, ding, ding. That's 2 points for Vanessa.
It's not a horror game.
Phantasmagoria 2 Puzzle of the Flesh.
Buzz.
Buzz.
Deal.
I mean, Steel.
Johnny.
Last of Us.
Ooh, I don't know.
I almost said that. I wasn't sure if they would call it a horror.
Yeah, I'm guessing. here.
Buzz.
Oh.
Jim.
Alan Wake.
Ding, ding, ding.
Clock Tower.
That's another point for Jim. Did you say clock tower?
Did say Clock Tower.
Good answer.
Clock. Buzz.
Whoa, weird.
Steel.
Johnny.
Alien Isolation.
Good one.
Ding, ding, ding.
Silent Hill 3.
Ding, ding, ding.
Resident Evil 2.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh. Dead Space 2.
Ding, ding, ding. 1 more point left.
Resident Evil 1.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, great
Jim
job,
already said
guys.
Resident Evil 1.
Wait, did he?
Maybe he said
No.
Silent Hill
said-
1. I don't
He
remember.
did
Definitely
not say
said
Resident
Silent
Evil
Hill
1.
Oh, yeah.
Also, to be fair, Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 1 Remake are both on the list.
Oh, okay. I'll allow it
Yeah.
then.
All right, our final tally, 19 points for Vanessa, 10 points for Jim, and 16 points for Johnny.
I did it!
Vanessa wins again.
Congratulations, Vanessa.
I think it's the first time I've won, but thank you.
I don't
Thank you.
think it is.
Oh. In that case, I win again.
I've been keeping track on my phone more than my...
I'm the greatest champion at Matt's stupid game.
Yeah.
No one can match my prowess.
the greatest answers.
I'm the greatest champion at Matt's stupid game.
All right, well, we're an hour
I
into this
live
recording.
in a
The
palace,
greatest
and Johnny
answer.
only has half an hour left, so let's just fly through
40
this
minutes.
quest log.
I got
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
All right, where are we starting this quest log at?
That Lost Woods.
Why are we in the Lost Woods?
Mr. Farty sent us here.
Yes, Mr. Farty, Myth and well, I guess it was more Leica sent us there,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
To meet the Black Dragon.
All right.
Oh, first we get back to the town, and okay. So I wanted to say something that we didn't address last time. Remember those two warriors that I thought were brother and sister, but are like girlfriend and boyfriend?
Uh-huh.
The boy is obviously another cuck son of Dines, right? Like, he looks just like Alex. He's got to be a cuck son of Dines. Like,
What are you talking about?
he looks just like Alex, just different colored eyes. That is the only difference in between the portraits of those two guys. Maybe a little taller.
I think they just got lazy and reused some assets.
Yeah, I like to imagine that Dine went on a fuck tour after being Dragon Master.
Well, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, wouldn't you?
Johnny's fuck tour.
Hang on, did you just
fucking
admit
around.
to my...
He's going fucking in every town.
Did you just admit to my theory, Leica is the Dragon Master.
I didn't say that.
Oh, I thought you did.
Pretty much
All
say
right,
it
never
at the end of this chunker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my theory is that and you meet this guy's what is his name, Tempestt and Bledsoe. What's his sister wife's name?
I don't remember.
Yeah, Tempestt and Bledsoe.
Yeah. So we head. They get mad at us for interrupting the execution. They're gonna kill this guy because he was selling
they're
fake
fixing to have a
medicine,
hanging.
which is bad. Like, I'm not saying he's good for selling fake medicine to their tribe, but they were gonna murder him for it. And Alex is a big weenie about it, and it's like, no, don't murder him for selling fake medicine. They're like, well, this is what we do.
Yeah, that doesn't warrant
Jesus
the death
Christ.
penalty.
Listen to fucking Judge Dredd over here. Oh, you big weenie. You don't want to be judge, jury, and executioner?
Mm-hmm. So he's like, if you challenge us, Alex, this means you challenge me to a duel. And they fight. They fight, and then he's like, oh, Alex, you're so big and strong. You're truly a warrior. I'm going to give you this priceless black dragon talisman. And Alex is like, yeah. And then he's like, wait, I can't. Later on, he's like, that black dragon talisman, he might know where to find the black talisman.
Black Dragon.
Black dragon. You're right.
I'm gonna have a little aside here. I don't know what it is about this game. Maybe it's the way that I'm playing it, with the power of Andraste. Not that I have to put a lot of effort into it, but it's leaving no discernible fingerprint on my brain. As soon as I stop playing it, it's like it just leaves my mind, and I have trouble recalling anything that happened in the game.
I mean, that is more a symptom of the fact that you're. I mean, it just is. You're playing with cheats. Like I said it before we started. It took you an hour to get through what took the rest of us 4 or 5 hours. Of course, it's not
I'm really good at
fucking
video
stick in your
games too. You ever think about that?
Mm-hmm.
We thought about it, but then we saw you stream.
You saw me run around wildly in terror when I played Alien Isolation.
I did. I saw you for half an hour go in a loop in the same corridor, going, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
But I will say, for what has often been billed as one of the best stories in JRPGs, this game is generic as fuck.
I think in 1993.
Yeah,
I guess. I mean, sure.
Compare. I'd say Final Fantasy. The only ones that have a better story, Phantasy Star 2 probably I would say has a better story than this, and I guess Dragon Quest 4 was out at this time. That I would say about the same.
Everything was out at this time. The Final Fantasies, Chrono Cross.
Well, Final Fantasy 2 was better than this,
or
4 was better than this. Chrono Trigger was not out in 93. That was a year later.
The thing that has stood out to me so far in this game is Alex's stupid fucking hat.
But yeah,
it's like a helmet with safari flaps.
I think now it feels very generic, but I think it was definitely a good example of the genre when it first got released.
I disagree.
I
What
guess.
it feels like is horny.
Yes.
It's a horny game, and people like it because they're perverts.
But part of it is also, keep in mind, these anime cutscenes that to us are nothing were, the most amazing thing people had ever seen in a fucking video
I
game
was
at the time.
blown away
sure.
by them. So you also meet Tempest's wife is introduced. Her name is Fresca, which I really liked.
Did you like my cultural reference?
Yeah,
It was really timely.
Very good. And so they're both from the Prairie Tribe, and their singer has been abducted by Xenobia, who's the real mean one of the 3 girls. And they're trying to find her. And you're like, oh, we're on the same type of journey. And that's great. And so then you go to the spooky Lost Forest. And
I found this part, I'm sorry, a little confusing because, the guy who looks like Alex pledges himself to Alex's cause, so I assumed he'd be coming with us, and then he was like,
Later.
Bye. Well, gotta go on my quest, bye!
they got their own things to do.
Black dragon pendant, right? So it's
Yeah.
oh wait, we needed to talk to this guy. Also, I think his wife's name is like Frazen or something. Franzen?
Fresca,
It's
like the
Fresca.
drink.
Yeah.
That's closer than you, motherfuckers.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. All right, so everyone's like, we're so tired. This Lost Woods is never ending.
That sucks.
Let's go have a little nappy nap because it sort of repeats and stuff. And
there's a buttload of treasure chests, and most of them are nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, so 2 members of the Prairie. I can't say that word. Tribe come out and they're like, "What are you doing in our forest?" And they're like, "We're gonna kill you. You're not allowed." And then they see the pendant that you got, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you follow us?" And so you follow them, and they squish apart their trees, and you head into Pow, which is the home of the Prairie Tribe. And right there, everyone's like, "Hey, things are real bad. Everyone's super sick here." And then immediately all the girls in your party, because they're very, like they have the lady, you know how the lady's constitution is, right, Vanessa?
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Like the strong, strapping lads can survive the magic draining, but all the ladies collapse immediately. You talk.
I mean, as someone who's like prone to fainting, I found this very
Vanessa does have a fainting couch for her fainting spells.
Yeah, it takes up a large part of the Square Root's house, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, we have
I need my
fainting
space when I
surfaces in
faint.
every room.
Yeah,
that's
there's one
true.
in every room.
Yeah, that is true. That does. If you add up all the fainting couches,
One
or
of them is a
fainting
whole
surfaces-
bounce house that's just
Yeah.
for fainting.
It's my fainting house.
Fainting space.
But then sometimes
But she never
Vanessa
seems
goes
to faint in there, just bounce around. But we're not allowed in.
Yeah,
You don't know if I'm fainted or not. Maybe I
she
fainted
brings
and
her
then I bounced
husbands
up.
in there, and it's like, hold on, I gotta feel like I'm gonna faint with him. Y'all need to leave the room for an hour.
Yeah, I need him to catch me if I
Yeah.
faint.
Yeah, in the bouncy house.
Again and again and again.
Yeah.
Again and again.
Well, and
so
really
one
quick,
funny
John,
thing here is
I just want to say this is a PSA for everyone on the show today that Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition is currently on sale on Steam for like $6.50.
Ooh.
It's also on Game Pass, right?
But you can play with sweet
Yeah.
mods on Steam.
It's also commandingly leaving the Patreon poll that's going on right now.
I don't know which version, because it's like on PC with mods, or like a really good version on Xbox Series X that runs in 4K and looks really nice. I don't know. I'll think about it. Haven't decided yet. Anyway.
Easy choice for me. Xbox all the way.
So, you do talk to Tempest's mom. They all pass out at Tempest's house, and Tempest's mom is like, hey, also Tempest's wife, Fresca, falls sick. And meanwhile, Tempest's
Fresca,
mom
by the
is
way.
like, oh, yes.
Fresca. It's my favorite.
Fresca.
It's my
Yeah,
favorite
Fresca,
soft
like
drink.
the drink.
It is.
She's like, oh yes, I knew Laika Dying back in the day, and
She does
got
not.
strong arms. Doesn't Laika show up at the house at one point? I think she does talk about him though, which is really funny. So
You know a lot of people. That doesn't mean anything.
he runs off to, or Tempest runs off to the black. Oh yeah, you hear this weird, creepy song. He's like, the dark songstress is singing again, and that's when they pass out. And then he's like, I'm going to the fortress. And he goes off on his own, and you can't go because you don't have the elder's permission. So you just ask for the elder's permission, and then you can go.
Yeah, it was really pointless to put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh no, we can't follow without the elder's permission. Can we have permission? Oh, sure.
All right, so now your party is Nash. Well, Alex, Nash, Tempestt, and Kyle.
No,
Boys are back in town.
healer.
fucking healers for this dungeon.
Again.
I mean, thankfully, I've got 10 1,000 healing items because I never use them.
But yeah, I did find that annoying, and I found it annoying that it was all the men. Not that I have a problem with them, but why? There was no point to it.
Trap in this dungeon, I do like that each dungeon has a different trap, is that the chests are MP draining. Like half of them are MP draining, and that gets a little annoying. But fortunately, there's a lot of silver lights and all that. You get some back from enemies too. So you make your way to the top of the dungeon, and then the black dragon's like, hey, I'm super dead, except not dead. It's just that Galleon's got my body. My spirit's fine. I'm more powerful than you
same
can
thing
ever
that's happened to
imagine.
all the other dragons. We beat their ghosts, but not them. Why it even bothers to explain it is beyond me. Like, we know, dude. We know.
But this time he's different. He's like, you need to kill my body. Promise you kill my body. And then you also have to prove the purity in your heart. And that's his trial. And also you get the dragon armor.
Yay.
And
The dragon
finally,
armor's fine. It doesn't look that stupid compared to the hat.
I did name the last.
I actually liked the cutscene of it when you put it on and then it changes into like the other armor. It was pretty neat.
Well, there's two cutscenes. There's the horrible CG one of it rotating down.
Yeah, that's
Alex
dumb.
puts it on, but he's not the Dragon Master yet. He's still not, even though he's got the full outfit. Not the Dragon Master. He's still got to pass that.
He has to find his purity.
Wink.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you go to the next room and you meet the Dark Songstress, who, shock, is Luna.
No, it's Luna.
What?
I know.
How can this be?
And Galleon in his cool robot armor is there. And he's like, what you gonna do about it? Kill your girlfriend? You're not gonna do that. And then they all get paralyzed.
I like how everyone is like, kill her.
It's not everyone. It's Tempestt, who doesn't know who she is.
Everyone's paralyzed, and there's nothing they can do. They're totally going to be killed by the mind-controlled black dragon. But then Alex is like, there's only one thing I can do. I can play my ocarina and that shitty song, and it's going to snap Luna out of it.
Yep, and he's like, is
that the Muppets theme?
No, it was the original composition.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so she starts, it breaks the spell. She's out of his control for a second. Luna's like, she's all like, yes, master, I'll do whatever you say, master. Then it breaks down. She's like, Alex, and then, suddenly Alex glows and he's like, and it seems super painful. And then he has a Sailor Moon transformation sequence.
He does.
Yeah, he does. It would be a lot better if it didn't end with that stupid fucking hat going on his head. And
But
you
he
can
does
see
get a
2
full
cubes in his
magical
pocket.
girl transformation.
No, I think he's got dice in there, but he's too embarrassed to tell anybody.
Sailor Moon. That's my Sailor Moon transformation sequence music. And he's like,
I was watching
action.
I was watching the new My Adventures with Superman show that's been airing recently, and it has a magic girl transformation sequence for Superman, and me and my son and my daughter all thought it was the greatest fucking thing we'd ever seen.
That sounds pretty amazing, actually.
We laughed our fucking faces off.
I do like a magical. I mean, He-Man has one too, right? And so does the Power Rangers. It's fine. Anyways,
I don't know why you had to come up with a bunch of male versions of this to make it better. It was fine before you pointed out He-Man and Power Rangers. Seems like a bit of deep-rooted misogyny, you know?
Well, Wonder Woman
This
has
is
her
only okay when I come up
Wonder
with a
Woman
male
has her
equivalent.
beautiful spin. Remember her spin?
I do remember her spin. I remember the giant size of her pants. That's what I remember more than anything.
So I wish that they had that in those Wonder Woman movies. The awkward spin that Linda Evans does, where
Linda
it looks
Carter.
like she's out losing her balance every time. Linda Carter, yeah. So, now you got to do, I think might be hardest boss fight in the entire game.
Oh,
The
really?
first real boss fight
Yeah,
of
it's
the
definitely
game.
the first real boss fight of the game.
I mean, first of all, it's hard because you don't have any fucking healing, which is obnoxious. It's like fake hard. But yeah, I was out of healing items and praying that this fucking guy would die.
But Alex has his like super dragon magic
Yes,
now.
I
so
used
he can.
Super Dragon magic. But like the smart way to fight it is to beef up and then use that one single person hit every time, but that drains your magic pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
True.
It's true. It was a tougher fight. I didn't die, but I definitely had a couple of dead party members at the end of this fight.
I did not. I think we mentioned this earlier on in the series, but just in case we forgot, one of my favorite things in this game is that sometimes when your party members get knocked out, the what's its name?
Null, yeah. Null heals
Null
them.
will
I feel
run
like
over.
that
He doesn't
doesn't
heal them.
happen.
He just wakes them up. They're always at 1 HP. But my favorite thing about it is the noise that Null makes as he moves across the screen, because it's stomp, 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 stomp. He's a flying cat. And what you hear is bang, 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 bang. It's really silly. But also, I like that at the end of a fight, even if people are dead, Null will come around and like wake them up. And then everybody gets XP.
Oh,
There's
that's cool.
your party member got
Yeah.
knocked out, so they don't get XP. Yeah, Jim doesn't know
Yeah,
because
I
all
have
of his characters are
appreciated
level
that.
99.
Yep. All level 99 all the time. So we do defeat this black dragon, and Luna sort of snaps out of it a little bit. And she's like, "Oh my god, it's you, Alex, my brother husband.
That happened before
I love
the
you
fight.
so much." Oh, yeah.
In
Then,
fact, when we defeat him, she kind of snaps back in, and her eyes get all
yeah.
big and all blue again, and she's back under Galleon's control. And they like re-summon the dragon, which
That is cool.
So we can't actually kill this thing. And then they fly off on the dragon. And you get a lot of scenes of Alex going, "La, la!"
Don't fly off on the dragon!
And then we leave and we go back to town and we tell everybody how great we are. As you walk
All
into
the
the tent,
Sleeping girls are awake.
yeah, as you walk into the tent, you get a quick scene of the girls all waking up and being like, "All right, let's go. Those boys can't be far away." And then all the boys walk in, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they're proactive, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were ready to go fight. They just had to be temporarily fridged.
Yeah.
Now, when you
I
get
mean,
back,
it is part of a pattern that we've talked about before in this game where it likes to handicap you in dungeons by not letting you use magic or not letting you use items or not letting you attack. And this time it was all your healers are gone.
Yeah. So I assumed at this point that duplicate guy, Fresca's husband,
yeah, Tempestt.
Tempestt, would be joining our party and upholding his pledge to support our cause. But he doesn't.
No.
Yeah,
He's
maybe
just
if you're the
like a
chief of a
guest.
village, you shouldn't be making pledges to support people's quests that you're not going to go on.
He just means he supports it, like, in theory.
Yeah.
Like, if someone asks him about it, he's going to be like, "Oh, yeah, that quest is cool."
I mean, he's like a real, like, it's like being like a Twitter keyboard warrior where you're like a real ally online, but not in real life.
Wow, I just got called out.
So one thing I like here is that Tempest's mom is like, "How many babies are you and Luna? Or how are you, was it you and Luna? Or you and Kyle gonna have?" I can't remember who she was talking to.
I think no, she was talking to Alex, and she was. I think the way she phrases it is, "How many of your children do you want Luna to bear?"
That's
or
it.
Something.
Yeah,
That's a weird way to
because
phrase
Fresca's
it.
like, "I'm gonna have 12 babies."
Uh-huh.
Yikes!
Hey, she's
How
a
many
breeder.
babies do you want Luna to bear?
That's her kink.
Yeah, I guess. Ugh.
She's probably one of those quiverful people.
So there is a lovely dungeon here that you can do as an option.
I
called
skipped
the
this.
Forbidden Forest. And its
I
reward is
exercise
porn.
the option not to do this.
What?
Porn? Oh, no, I should have done it.
This is how you get
Yeah.
to the second bathhouse so you can
Yeah.
see the ladies' bath scene.
Yeah.
Fucking hard pass.
I have all
Please don't share.
the
Please
images.
don't share.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to counter
Send
our
bromide. Put them in
our
the notes.
Taskmaster talk earlier by making an I think you should leave reference, and it's I hope I don't jack off.
See, that's a good one. That was a good reference.
What was wrong with my reference?
Well, I wasn't.
It
I didn't
was
mean
bad.
that yours
Tired,
was
played
bad.
out, cash grab.
Cash
Doesn't like it when I talk about the hat.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm not going to put them in the chat, but I will put them in the notes. So they're
Great,
there if
that's
you
fine.
want to see them, but they're not there showing up at your work.
We're allowed to look at them at work.
A
little
little. All right. So
10 out
Okay,
of
so
10.
there's a-
10 out of 10. I think you should leave joke, Vanessa. Have you been watching the show in accordance with your agreement with Jim?
No, because Jim said that he'll never watch Taskmaster and already reneged on
Came
his
to an agreement.
I mean, Jessica's fine,
Never
but
came to an
Mia
agreement.
is definitely 16.
I proposed it, but we never said, okay, we're going to do it. Because I would do it, but I don't think you'll live up to your end of the deal.
Well, I don't think you'll live up to your end of the deal. I was going to say I'll only do it if you watch Taskmaster first,
Well,
and
that
I don't think you
sounds-
will.
I don't know. I don't agree with those terms. To go back to mediation.
So the thing
I don't agree
is,
with your terms.
this dungeon's full of monsters that are 10 levels higher than you. Although I kill them no problem because this game's not that hard most of the time. But they don't
It's
give much
easier in the version you're playing.
That's true. But they don't give much experience, which
That's
sucks. Like, why would you have this bonus dungeon with super hard enemies that don't give much experience? That just seems like, oh, you can't. I guess they don't want you to grind there. You get more experience from playing normal parts. So the idea
I
for
don't
this
think they really
dungeon
want you to
is
grind anywhere.
it's a stealth dungeon where the enemies will only
Oh.
pursue you for a little bit if they see you. It's not like where they all run at you. So you can basically stealth your way through this dungeon. That's the gist of that one. I also put in the chat the Mia bromide I got as well, where she's like facing back to the camera and
Great.
about to put on her robe. In
She's
this
definitely a
candid
teenager.
shot.
This is a naked picture of a child
Well,
that is 2 years
they're-
older than my own child.
They're all cropped, at least. Well, who's Chris Hansen? What? Oh, you want to talk to me? What?
What?
What's that? Elon Musk is going to reinstate your Twitter account?
Well, yes,
that
I
makes
did
sense.
go to Chuck E. Cheese recently.
I see
I
you have a
was
Mike's Hard
drunk.
Lemonade in your hand there.
All right. So, after you make your little trip there, Leica's like, you should probably go talk to Might again and see if he's finished with your mysterious balloon. Oh yeah, he does show up there, and that's when he and the mom are like winking at each other. It's like, oh, it's good to see you again. Oh, it's been so long, Sonny. I haven't had a warm embrace of a man like you, a big old beret bear. I do love a heterosexual beret-wearing bear. Anyway, so they head back to the tower. Might's like, ugh, you brought people with you this time. You suck. What is wrong with you? Also, in the PSP version, you can get some extra limit breaks for everybody at this point, which is fun. There's some new limit breaks. That's a lot of fun. You have to go like buy certain items to do this and equip them.
You know we don't have limit breaks. You're just mocking us.
And you know Jim's not getting them because he's barely playing this game. You know what? At least you're playing
I'm
it, though,
getting
buddy.
it.
I'm mocking you.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
just-
mocking
you're
you,
just
but
jealous. Just
I am
jealous
proud of you.
The way I'm blowing through it.
yeah, I also am very jealous. All right, so next up is what?
Well,
We head back to Mite's tower.
Yep. And he's like, the balloon is ready. We're all going to get on the balloon.
Balloon. Do-do-do-do-do-do. It's not a balloon, it's an airship.
And then we suffer a betrayal on levels we've never seen.
Yeah. A betrayal the likes
Never
of which
seen.
we've never seen before.
Fully unexpected.
Mhm.
Can't believe it.
What's next?
I don't know how we'll come back from this.
Well,
So after that betrayal, we have to go. Oh, I guess we should detail it.
yeah, Nash zappies he zappies the balloon with his lightning. Is like, listen, I've been telling Galleon what's been going on this whole time. I haven't stopped being his apprentice. I've been trying to warn you to stop this because you'll never defeat him, ever defeat him, never ever defeat him, and you didn't listen to me. So I'm gonna zap your stupid ship. And I'm out of here. I'm off to hang out with my cool, hot dad boss.
This was a cool twist.
Galleon.
This was a pretty cool
Yeah,
twist.
there's a little setup. There's a little setup for this in the scenes preceding, where while you're waiting for the airship to be finished, you kind of get to talk to everybody. And Jessica and Kyle have a fight. Kyle almost admits his love, but then can't do it. This does not do anything for me. And then because he can't do it, then he acts like a real piece of shit to Jessica, which is not pleasant. But yeah, we get some of Nash kind of trying to talk Mia out of doing this. And then once we get to the airship, yeah, he fucking zaps that thing and betrays us and teleports away.
He's like,
But he's
later.
also pretty clear. He's like, I'm not going to let Mia throw her life away.
I like
doing
that.
this- Why am I
Right,
named
but you know, you
Farty
got to let a
Pants in
woman
the
make her own
chat?
decisions.
Someone named me Farty Pants.
Who named
that's
Matt
not
Farty
fair.
Pants? That's weird.
It doesn't.
No, I'm Johnny.
That is my name. I don't see what the problem is.
Oh, is that Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Matt. Oh, I thought that was my camera. I didn't.
Oh, you looked at Matt and you couldn't tell the difference
Yeah,
between him
exactly.
and yourself.
Exactly.
You're in too deep.
I don't
I
keep
had a-
myself on screen, so I wouldn't have noticed it.
I had a window open. Anyway.
My pants are farty, though, so.
Yeah, that's true. So he's gone, and the engine's fried, and then they're like, well, we could get that engine back from the balloon, and I think someone at the bazaar probably has it. Mite's like, no, that was by the other inventor who totally sucks. His stuff sucks. My stuff's way better.
He's real prejudiced against this guy.
So you head
I mean, to be fair, that balloon did crash.
You do head to
That's
the
true.
Thieves Guild, and the guy wants to sell it to you for 30,000 gold, and they're like, well, we're Thieves members, and this is our balloon. He's like, no, it's not. You didn't make it. And you're like, oh, I mean, I didn't make my car, and yet I still would consider it my car. And
Yeah, but you paid for that. We didn't pay for this.
Yeah. It's an interesting perspective on ownership, you know?
So we go talk to the leader of the Thieves Guild, the bartender guy, and he's like, all right, I'll work it out. And he makes him give you it for free, which is nice. So you get the balloon engine, bring it back to Mite. Mite's like, okay, it doesn't suck that bad, actually. It's pretty good. And now you're going to fly to the dark
Frontier.
side of the moon.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
thought this was cool too. I was surprised that I enjoyed it, but I did.
Because it looks like the moon. It's got
Yeah.
It does,
no
yeah.
vegetation.
And you
It's got-
slowly like leave the area of the moon with the vegetation and stuff, and it kind of slowly unveils to be like, oh, this really is the moon.
Yeah. It's just straight up moon.
And when they
Craters,
say,
gray.
I had not put this together. When they say they banished the Vile tribe to the frontier, I never really put together that they meant they banished them outside of. I guess I just assumed that the whole moon was like
me
this. So when they said the
Yeah.
frontier, what they really meant was there's an end to where life can be supported because this is the fucking moon. And these people live out in the fucking, whatever, the dirt of the moon. It's real fucked up.
Yeah, sort of beyond the terraforming.
I'd really forgotten about the kind of twist here. So you try to fly directly into Galleon's fortress. You bounce off of some kind of shield. And Mia's like, oh, there was a town we passed. Why don't we land there? So you land at the town. It's like it's full of evil monsters, but the evil monsters seem kind of okay. And they're like, oh, you must be humans that we captured. We should probably go work in the mines. But there's some nice ones who are like, don't tell anyone I did this, but I'm totally going to heal you. And they got this big old town. Did you explore and talk to every single person in this town, Vanessa?
Mm-hmm. I did. Yeah, they're interesting. They're sort of like little green men kind of guys. So
some of them are.
I'm wondering
pink.
if maybe some of them are pink or something like that. But what I mean is, I wonder if they're natives to Moon.
Ooh.
Sort of pre-human.
And you
occupation.
start to. I think the next big area you go to really shows you what's going on here. After the mines, but you start getting the sense like Matt was worried they weren't going to do, that the Vile Tribe is actually like, are we the baddies? Because it does.
Yeah, they
seem
absolutely do that.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that the Vile Tribe people, because, you've only really met the three ladies and Galleon, and they all just look like people. These guys look like goblins.
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting. But yes, absolutely, you do quickly realize once you get here that they're just people. Like, we're in the mines, they're enslaved. But most of them are pretty chill with you. They're just like, oh, I guess, it is what it is. Like, they're not, I appreciate the fact that the game did this, because so much of it has been.
Yeah, it was a 93 game, so I could see them being like, everyone's bad. But no, they did a bit of nuance here. And I really liked, I don't remember this area, the area after the mine. We'll talk about that in a second. We can just go through the mine so fast because it's just a dungeon.
Well, there's nothing to it.
There's one, the one cool part is where there's a cave-in and you can expose yourself to an annoying boss fight if you go help this.
Oh, it lets you not do that?
I think, I don't know, actually.
I just did it.
Yeah.
Probably.
I didn't try not to do it, but I assumed you had
Yeah.
to as well.
It makes such a difference with the plot, but I don't know. Listeners, can you skip this? I'm curious.
Yeah.
I wonder if you don't get the Athena statue if you skip it or something. But there's a whole thing with what's her name? Face? I can't remember her name ever.
Me neither. Nice baddie.
Yeah.
This
the
isn't
one who's
Xenobia.
Phaecia?
Phaecia, right?
Yeah, Phaecia. That's it. You're right. Yeah.
Face, yeah.
So you help this guy move some rocks, and there's a really cute animation just moving the rocks out of the way that I really liked.
Yeah, they toss it. Well, at least on mine, they just toss them up in the air, and they.
Yeah.
It's
even
pretty
on
fun.
mine. Yeah, it's very, very cute looking. It reminds me a lot of the Final Fantasy IV. Like, when we finally play Final Fantasy IV, I hope in the pixel remasters they keep the kind of 2-frame animations during those dramatic cutscenes, because they really undermine the dramatic tension of a lot of those. That'll be really fun, I think. There's so much waving.
But the other miners are like, you're not allowed to save someone if they're trapped. You're supposed to just let them die. It's the rule.
So you got to fight these kind of annoying knight guys because they don't take physical damage. They only take magical damage. So you got to really pelt them with ice geysers or whatever. Have Mia melt them. And after you leave, the one Gabi's real happy that you saved him. And you leave, and then Phaecia shows up, and she's like, interesting. They aren't total jerks.
I don't know why she's shocked about that.
Maybe they could defeat the Magic Emperor Galleon after all. And
It would be great if the end of this game was just like us getting killed by Galleon and being like, no, they couldn't.
It's true.
And in the end, it turns out they couldn't. The end.
Turns out these are a bunch of children.
So you get to the end, and that guy you saved is there with the statue, and he explains, like, okay, so we hate Althena, because she banished us to the shitty part of the moon, which sucks because we were historically bad. And I'm like, I don't... Anytime history gets into people who are historically bad, I'm like, what did they do that was so bad?
I don't know, maybe they're like German.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Vanessa.
Oh, God. Americans saying that. Because as if Americans didn't kill millions of people.
We did it under our righteous flag.
Mm-hmm. And what was that? What's the name of the thing that let you kick all the indigenous
Manifest
people? Oh,
Destiny?
Canada did it too, by the way. I am...
Okay.
Yeah,
that's like
Manifest
fucking
Destiny.
hundreds of years old. Fucking Nazi Germany was like 50 years ago.
England came up with Manifest
that was like
Destiny.
80
not
years
us.
ago.
And you're fucking English, bud.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Okay, well, it was 50 years ago when I was a child. You know?
Anyway. So, cut all that out. So they're like, yeah, we were bad a long time ago, and Althena kicked
I'm just
us
trying
over
to say
here.
that if Frederick Douglass were here, he would want you to understand that while he thinks slavery is terrible, he thinks you should look at things in the correct context.
fucking
That's
Dennis
what children
Prager
are
over
learning
here.
in Florida schools.
Oh, that's awful. Wow. Anyway, so
Yeah. Maybe these guys like gained a lot of skills from living in the frontier.
woof.
They can apply it to their life.
Woof. Anyway, so there's he's like, so the shitty thing is, like, living out here kills you. The only way to not die is to pray at the statue of the lady who kicked you out here, which I thought was like a dark twist on things. I really
Yeah.
like that. He's like, this really sucks, but we have to. Anyway, so you move to the next room. The lights turn off in the cave. Suddenly all the women in your party, because they're so weak, once again, are abducted. Vanessa, how did you feel about that?
I loved this scene. I loved it because as soon as the lights go out, Kyle starts screaming that he's blind, and he thought that was just a myth that he would go blind, which of course refers to how often he jacks it to all those bromides.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
And then when the lights come back on, we do see both of the women in chains, and then Kyle decides that the best way to get Jess out of there is to really neg Jess, like really get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, look at you in chains, you suck, boo, you look so dumb in your dumb chains. And then he suddenly changes his tune and says the best line of the game. The only woman I take orders from is Jess, you skanky scab sucker.
I did. So,
and then
did you get the scene
Jess
where
breaks free.
those two? So in the version I have, it feels like it's a little different. He and Jess have a play argument where
It's-
they're
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It is very
okay.
much, yeah. It's not play, but they're putting on a show for this.
right,
whoever
and he's
the
like,
bad
I don't
guy
care if you
is.
kill her. I think she sucks. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's what you're getting at. And then she's like, well, if she sucks that much and you don't care, I'm gonna kill you instead. Oh, but also before that, this is Xenobia. She does make Alex and Kyle fight because she wants to see the two
Oh yeah,
boys.
that was cute actually.
And you don't damage each other. You're just pretending, and she can tell that you're pretending. Oh yeah, that was
she's
cute.
like, do you think I'm gonna fall for that? Yeah, I did think it was cute too. Because I was like, oh no, I have to use like my best attack to try to get Alex to survive this, and then it does no damage. And then Kyle does an attack that does no damage.
And she summons the Shadow Spectre, a cute little angry ghost thing. I really like this adorable thing. It had some funny expressions when you hit it. It was a good boss enemy. And you defeat that. And
It lasted a long time for me for some reason.
I went through this pretty fast. There's
Yeah,
some
me
buff
too.
spells, like Mia has a buff spell, and both Kyle and so if you combine Mia's buff spell with Kyle or Alex's buff spell, they get super strong and take.
Oh, I haven't tried that.
Yeah, you can do a double buff. Yeah.
I always buff up Alex and Kyle at the beginning of a boss fight so that they can just do a ton of damage.
Yeah, and if you do hers, it doubles that, and it's a lot of damage. It's pretty good. Like I went through.
She also has a regenerate spell, which really helps.
Isn't that's what's her face?
It's one of her litanies, right?
Jessica, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Jessica's got the buff spell.
Yeah, that's like her first spell in her list.
No,
right? Or no, that she has an HP spell.
No, the first spell is
Mia's got the weapon enhanced one. That's the one I was thinking.
Does she? Oh, you're right. So which one do you use, Mia?
Yeah, I use the weapon enhanced combined with Alex's vigor.
Jessica has a enhanced spell as well, doesn't she?
Does she? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I didn't think so.
All right, this doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right. But Jessica has a regen spell, which is super useful.
Yes, Jessica's regen is super helpful in these boss fights.
So you, Xenobia is just mad at you and leaves, and then, when do you run into? Oh, it's here. So you go to Caden, and this is, I think, the most interesting part, and might be my favorite. I don't remember this part at all from the Sega CD one, but it's been 30 years. Where all the members of the Vile Tribe that are too weak to work live in these tiny little holes. That's the only way they can survive in these holes, and with another goddess statue of Althena. And you can talk to all of them in their little holes. You just see like the silhouettes of their eyes.
It's really neat.
Cute.
Yeah, there's one with like
One's
one
got
big
eyes
eye.
and
There's
red
one
eyes.
that's like a glow in the dark silhouette kind of thing. It's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they all
But kind
are
of
like,
grim.
yeah, they're like, hey, this sucks here. The only reason that we're going to go take over your planet is because, like, our life here is miserable. And the only thing keeping us going is the idea that we can actually go back to where we came from and, live in the good part of the moon again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you talk to...
Get out of these holes someday.
And Phaecia, you talk to Phaecia, and she's like, hey, I just want to have a little chat with you, because, like, maybe you could, like, convince Althena that we're good enough now. Like, we're sorry, and, like, maybe she'll accept our apology and let us back in.
So, Althena's gonna be the real big bad of this game.
What?
John's face says yes.
What do you mean?
What?
Yeah,
She's the nice
it's not that shocking.
goddess.
Let's be real. Every JRPG has this plot.
I feel like there's going to be differences in the versions that we're playing. That's my theory.
No. My theory is that Luna is Althena.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, that's also been pretty clear.
What? That's crazy.
And then we're going to have to fight Luna, is what you're saying?
What? No.
You're crazy.
What?
I mean, what is sex if not a fight, in a bed?
You know what, Matt?
Mm-hmm. That's true. I certainly treat it as a 3-count wrestling bout.
I have decided not to comment on this subject.
Anyway, so she's like, I'll give you the password. It's Green Earth. It'll open the door. Opening a door is a little not quite the descriptor of what I would use. It just like makes a big hole in the fortress, but the password works. Oh yeah, I skipped a part. The reason that you go to Caden first is you try to go into the entrance, and there's big magic spell. You can't get through the door. It's too powerful. Even Mia can't open it. So then you have to leave, and they're like, well, there's that weird green cocoon building, Caden. Maybe that's a place we could go, and so that's why we go there. And so you go there, and then you go back to Ruid, which has got a lot of robots, a lot of choo-choo trains, like steampunk enemies here. It's pretty fun. I like the design here. Lots of houses.
Yeah, it's a straightforward fight, though.
It does seem like we're going through like a Vile Tribe city and just killing people. I really got that sense.
I don't know if they're people
Oh, that's true.
or
They're
not.
robots. We're killing their robots.
Which, like, isn't cool, but it's probably fine.
Yeah.
They don't have souls and they can't feel
So,
pain.
that's true.
That's right.
There's one good treasure item you should get here, the Tri-Ring, which makes you invincible to all status effects. I put that on Jessica because I want to have the healer not be like sleepy or whatever.
Yeah.
So finally, you meet Mr. Bear Dad. Mr. Bear Dad, his name is Tabin. And he's like, hey, I'm Big Bear Dad. My name's Tabin. I'm making the Grindery, which is like the name of the big castle here.
Mm-hmm.
This does sound like a gay bar.
Yeah, it does.
Let's go to the Grindery. It gets real hot after midnight. It's an after hours kind of club. And he's like, you guys suck. Well, I'm going to defeat you so hard. Let me introduce you to the thing that we put all troublemakers, or you deal with all troublemakers with, the Mage Masher. And then you hear a voice saying, I told you not to come here, you dum-dums. And it's Nash. And everyone's super mad at Nash and want to kill him and want to punch his throat. Kyle keeps talking about strangling him. And Nash is like, you dummies, you can't do anything, and then starts zapping you all with his powerful lightning because the Mage Masher like amplifies his thing. He's real villainous here.
Jim shared a fantastic screenshot earlier of Nash in this fucking mech suit where he says, what did he say, Jim?
Can I post a screenshot?
Do you remember?
I posted a screenshot where he says you can't defeat a man in a 10,000 silver suit.
Yeah, sorry, it was Vanessa. You think you can defeat the guy in a 10,000 silver suit? Come on.
Wait, didn't that come out before Arrested Development? Or did someone recaption it? Is that what happened?
How are we
Is that
supposed
an
to answer
Arrested
that
Development
question?
quote?
It does sound like an Arrested Development quote. Like the
That's
man
a
with
Job
a
line, isn't
$3,000 suit. So
Maybe Arrested Development took it from this.
maybe that seems weird. That doesn't seem right. All right, hold on a sec. I'm gonna paste this picture. So there's the thing about this
Johnny,
suit.
it's past 11.
I know. I'll finish the quest log. We're almost done. There's a thing about this suit I want to note, especially in its PSP form. Vanessa, can you look at this suit and maybe can you see what I see here?
Well, it's got it's sort of round. He's holding a staff. It has a little cape kind of thing to it. It has a helmet, and then the helmet sort of goes up like a chimney. I'd say at the top it looks a little gloopy, perhaps. And then coming out of the very tip top is, I guess you'd call that
a sound?
An antenna?
Oh, I call it a sound coming out of the urethra of the tippy top of that penis hat.
Yeah, and then it's sort of sending out a signal.
This picture that you've sent makes it look like it's got a tail.
Yeah,
and I think that's his staff or something.
Yeah, that's his staff.
I would say
that's
that less than a sound, it looks like a tiny penis coming out of the urethra of a large penis.
That really does just look like a dick.
Yes,
with a tiny dick on top of it, like an alien mouth.
Yeah, we call that alien dick. It's when you have a little dick that comes out of the head of your actual dick.
Was that what I'm supposed to call that?
Yeah.
Well, now I don't know what to say to my doctor.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah, it's very common.
If you suffer from alien dick,
all right. So
about Caltrex.
I think the scientific term is Peenomorph.
Right. Oh!
Yay!
Jim wins the episode. Jinx.
And there's the title of this episode too.
Peenomorph.
So at this point, Mia.
In the anime cutscenes, it looks like a frog's face.
Yeah, it's really cute. So at this point, he's like, so I'm doing this for you, Mia. We're going to be safe and fine. Everyone else is going to die, but don't worry about it. We're going to live in the special fancy world with Galleon. And Mia's like, you dumb shit. You complete nonce. What is wrong with you, you piece of garbo? And she gives him a slap so hard it makes a hand imprint on his stupid face.
Yeah, that stays there for a long time.
As it should.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing...
And then he's like, you don't like him a good plan?
And she says, no, your plan sucks. I would never live in a world where we've had to kill everybody to live there. So, yeah, deal with that, you dummy. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I did this all for you. Will you ever forgive me? And that guy, Big Bear Man, is like, oh, you think you can turn good all of a sudden? Well, I got the remote control, like that one episode of Star Trek with Spock's brain, and they have a little joystick to control Spock. I always wondered how they can control Spock with a one stick. You should really have dual sticks to control Spock.
44-year-old Johnny, once again referencing 1960s television.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Star Trek in the 80s. I love that show. Anyway, so you have to fight him. He's under control of that other guy whose name I didn't forget.
Yeah, you
Taven.
just said it a moment ago.
Taven. His name is Taven.
Well, it's easy to forget because this is a brand new character that they introduce, and he's like, it's me, Taven. I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, I matter. People have talked about me before, right?
Yeah, people are talking about Taven. You heard of Taven?
I've heard of Taben, but from Chrono Trigger.
Oh, is that where he's from?
And then
Oh, that's Luca's dad in Chrono Trigger.
we kill Nash.
I totally killify Nash. It was, I'm way under leveled according to this guide, but I think this guide's for the version that Matthew's playing.
And Vanessa.
Yeah, Matthew and
Vanessa.
Vanessa. What the fuck?
It says 38 to 41. I'm like level 37 or something. I don't know. Maybe lower. Anyway, so you defeat his fun frog armor that he's encased in with... we should note, it's this big metal steampunk frog, and just his head and his poofy hair, his floppy hair is sticking out. It's a really silly, like deliberately silly design that I really like.
I mean, did anybody, just let me poll the group. Did anybody think that Nash was not coming back?
No.
No what?
No, I didn't think he was not coming back.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I for sure.
No, I didn't think he was not coming back.
That's a double negative.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the double negative. It's sort of, there's 3 in there, but I did not think he would remain away from the party.
Yeah,
Okay.
Same. So we defeat Nash, and he rejoins the party. Yay!
Yeah, you get an option to be like, I'm dealing with a lot right now. I don't have time for you. But I did choose the we're all friends, aren't we? Happy, good option. And everyone's going to give him another chance. But Jessica says, if you pull this again, I'm going to murderify you with my giant hammer.
Yep. And she will, too.
So Taven's like, well, you guys suck. I'm out of here. And that's the end of this junker.
The
We did it!
end. Yay!
All right, so there is a mysterious lady. I won't say which mysterious lady you fight at the end of a fortress.
Okay.
I'm not saying any more about
Johnny,
this fortress.
that's not sufficient. Defeat the mysterious lady boss of Blank's fortress does not
defeat
tell us where to end this.
Xenobia. Do you want me to spoil things? You defeat Xenobia.
No, I don't want you to.
I tried not to, but Matthew said I had to.
How is defeating Xenobia, who is a known villain, a spoiler?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I didn't know we'd have to fight her.
Exactly.
So that's the spoiler. You're going to have to fight Xenobia, one of the known villains.
Will next week be the penultimate episode
Yeah,
of
I
this
think
series?
the finale is going to be
Hey, what are we playing?
short.
I mean, is there any way for our listeners to, one, know what we're going to be playing after this, and two, maybe influence
let's talk about that
what
after
that
I'm
game
gone.
could potentially
Yeah,
be?
I mean, Jim, there is a great way for people to know. They could stick around and listen to the Patreon plug. What are you talking about?
Give me so I am squarely against. Sorry, I gotta go. I am squarely against. Actually, I'm roundly for the Vile Tribe backstory. I thought it was well written, and I can see this is one of the points where I'm like, oh, okay, I get why people say this is an interesting game, with some good writing. I thought the Vile Tribe stuff was good writing.
I'm roundly for Moon. I liked that it looked like the moon.
Mhm.
I like that it moon. Jim, what are you squarely against or roundly for?
I'm roundly for Nash's turn as he was a real Kate Sith.
Yeah,
And I thought that was pretty cool.
total catchy.
Yeah.
Right down
That
to being
disappeared.
inside a big Moogle. He's in a mecha Moogle.
Yeah.
So really, Final Fantasy VII ripped off.
Yeah. And so
Lunar.
did Arrested Development.
Mhm.
And so did Pornhub.
Mhm.
And so did everything else.
Matt, what are you squarely against, dog?
What am I squarely against? Boy, Vanessa stole it from me. I liked Moon. I don't care. It was fun. Yeah, it was cool. I got to Moon. You get to Moon. It's Moon. It was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Moon is great. Mm-hmm.
M-O-O-N spells lunar.
Moon. All right, friends. I love you all in a platonic way, not relationship way.
Some of you he loves in a relationship way.
Friendship is a relationship.
I don't think any of my top 10 crushes listen to the show. Oh, cut that.
Who
Maybe that would
has
be
a
mean.
list of their top 10 crushes?
Me.
Immature people like me and Vanessa. All right, love you all.
Bye.
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 All right, what's left in this?
Hey, do we have any emails this week?
Fucking, I hope not. I
think
don't
so.
remember.
I actually don't think we do.
I don't remember the email that we got from Tracy last week that made me so angry, according to Tracy, but
Yeah, I don't remember you being angry about it either.
I didn't know what she was talking about.
I
You
think it's
just-
because
Exasperated because I was tired of recording.
Vanessa, what's up with that Patreon?
So what's up with the Patreon is that we have one, and if you would like to influence us, help decide what we're going to play for our next game, you can join the Patreon at the $5 level and up, and you also get all of our bonus content. I haven't calculated how many hours of bonus content there is in there. I would say at least 30, and that's a low estimate. If you don't care to vote, then you can join at the $3 level, get access to all that sweet bonus content.
Wait, did it say at
And-
least 30? Like, as in 30 pieces of bonus content?
At least 30 hours of bonus
Oh.
content.
I'd say there's a lot more than that.
Absolutely. I mean, there's probably... I don't want to overpromise is the problem. What would you guess? 100 hours of bonus content in there?
Ish, yeah.
And if you don't care about hearing our bonus content, you can just give us $1. It's fine. We'll read your name at the end of the show. As of the time of this...
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
Well, the
Sorry.
thing is, I don't think this episode is going to go out before... Oh, it will. Never mind. Will it? Let's see.
Before it ends?
Surely it will. Will it?
Will it?
No, maybe it won't.
Well, so what?
Well,
You should
there's
still
8
talk about it.
No, yes, there's 8 days left in this vote as of time of recording, which is 3 days before the release of this episode. So
Yeah.
you'll still have a few more days to vote for the next game if you are on the $5 or up tier. And your nominees for the next series, it's Vanessa's Future Imperfect, are Shadowrun Returns. It's a tactical RPG. Fallout New Vegas, that's currently in the lead. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, almost nobody wants to play that.
I
And
do.
Alpha Protocol, which I put on the list, but have since learned is not really available on Steam anymore, so it might be a difficult game to find if you like to play along.
Well, good news. Fallout New Vegas is clearly going to win.
Fallout New Vegas has a sizable lead. Brie Girth, a friend of the show, is very excited about it. By friend of the show, I don't mean that she has appeared on it. I just mean that she's my friend.
I mean, Vanessa, friend of the show, is very excited about it, I think.
I am very excited about it. I think it's a really well-written game. It's fun to play. And I think that's the game that's going to turn you around on the Fallout series, Matt. I did it with Taskmaster. I can do it with Fallout.
I haven't played them much, so certainly possible.
Yeah.
Fallout.
That's all I have to say about that.
It's very clearly the one
Go
you
vote
want
if
to
you
win.
haven't. I'm trying not to influence it. I don't know why you keep pushing this on me. I wasn't going to say which one I want to win.
I'm just trying to point out that you put 4 games up, and one of them is a game that you've been talking about for years, and the other ones are games that you've never talked about and our listeners have never suggested. So it feels very much like you swayed this vote from day one.
Incorrect. I put 4 games that I would like to play that are set in the future and aren't little anime RPGs because I was sick of it.
I know. I'm sick of it, and it sucks because I've been saying all year that we have got to play Final Fantasy 4 or 5 this year. But I think I'm after you, and I'm real burned out on this shit.
Well, maybe a nice
that's what I'm hoping.
Modern or near future game will change your mind.
Didn't last year, at the end of the year, didn't we finish with Metal Gear Solid or something like that? We didn't finish with an RPG.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with
Sometimes
anything?
we finish with like a little treat. Hey, it's time to read the names of the Patreons.
I'll start us off. Huxley Iguana,
I'm going to start.
Alex Jokic, Chris Ryan, Robert T, Ward Childress, Jesse's Mom's Pizza, Chaco Maco Taco, Anthony Lerma, Nofford, Jeremy I Am, Tom, and Seth G.
I'll say
Burned.
Nick, Sean Walsh, T. Balders, I hardly know her bumpkins, Magic Emperor Galleon these nuts, David Pascal, Dragon D's Balders across your face, Gage La Charité, Sean Gonzalez, Michael Tully Klein Jr., Grey Code, has Vanessa watched Green Wing with Michelle Gomez? No. Ross Hartley.
And I'd like to thank Angel, Hang It Up, Orcus the Great, Mike Marno, Tyler, Chris Sasaki, William Westgard, Do Good Recklessly, Johnny Five Alive, Dilly Dally Shilly Shally, Zachary Bullet Ant Harbison. Hey, it's me, Imowen.
We got a new $5 patron that I would like to give a special shout out to. Everybody say hello to Jim Banks's real dad says play Chained Echoes now.
Hey, I started Chained Echoes yesterday.
Well, it worked.
Aw, what a good
job.
son.
Yeah.
Never unsubscribe.
Look, I'm going to finish this list because Jim won't do it. Sol Wagner, Amanda Douglas, Joseph Samu Mitchell, Butts on Parade, RP Siege, Julie, Cyril the Wolf, Joshua Rose, David Shook, David Arnold, Brie Girth, Sergeant Spaghetti, and Fresh Eyes.
Fresh Eyes.
Fresh Eyes.
All right, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to have an email read on the air, you can email us at squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come join our Facebook group where we have lots of cool stuff, cool Facebook stuff. It's the Square Roots podcast group for smart, cool, very attractive people. Or find us on Blue Sky, squareroots.bsky.social. squarerootspod.bsky.social.
If you're listening on Spotify and want to listen to our back catalog, Google the show and find the Libsyn. It's all on there.
And please rate, review, subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on Twitter as Beige on Beige and on YouTube. Links in the show notes. All right, for Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I'm Birthday Boy Brandon. And I'm Vanessa.
Bye.
Bye.